Hi there, this is Amy with Amy's Sewing Studio. I am going to talk to you today about thread tension. I see lots of questions about what fabric you're working with and what tension does your machine need to be on. And for the longest time, tension was just one of my worst nightmares until I took the time to read and do some samples for myself and just really made it simple. So what you're looking at is samples that I've sewn myself on my machine, and I'm going to show you what I've done, and I hope that by the time you finish watching this video and you click over to read my sewing machine post on the thread tension, that it will be just that simple for you too. So the first thing that you're going to want to do before you start sewing any of your projects is to get fabric from your project. So make sure you have a little extra, and you'll just get 2 layers, and you're just going to want to start stitching a straight stitch like I have here. And tension 4 or 5 is a good place to start. For all my samples, I have blue as the top thread, and then I have pink for the bobbin thread, so you can see what thread does what when the tension changes. These two tension numbers 4 and 5 seem to be a good choice for this muslin, is what I'm working with. You'll see that the thread stitches just lay nice and even on top of the fabric here. There's no bunching up. You can just see the blue thread on the top, and if I turn them over, for the exception of when I started stitching, you can see that the pink threads are also just sitting nice and neat on the back of the fabric. And if you had the same color fabric for the top and the bottom, then you wouldn't really see anything at all. I mean, for me, I can see the blue stitching from the top side of the fabric, but that's just because it's a different color. So these two choices for muslin tension 4 or 5 are the best thing for this fabric. I have tension 6. I went a little bit higher, and I also have, I'm going to get rid of these for now. When we take tension numbers higher, you're going to tighten the tension a little bit, and what you'll start to see, you can kind of see between my blue stitches, it looks like a little dark bit in between each of the blue stitching. That's actually the bobbin thread, the pink bobbin thread, showing up through the top of the fabric. And that's going to tell you that you're stitching the tension numbers, it's too much tension. So what you're going to want to do in this case is move your tension dial down to a lower number. And you can see for these highest, this is the highest tension setting I have on my machine, but you can kind of see that the fabric it's puckering a little bit. It's just, you can see it kind of wavy. It's hard to see on the video, but you'll have to just take some time and do your own samples so you can see what I'm talking about. And also, you can see the bobbin thread poking through onto the top of the fabric. The back looks okay. The biggest thing is that the fabric is puckering. So that tells you that your tension is too tight and you want to decrease your tension. 6, tension 6, it really honestly looks okay to me. It's not puckering too bad. And I can't really see the bobbin thread coming up on the top, so just depending on your fabric, I mean, that could be an okay choice too. I'm going to move these samples out of the way, and I'm going to move in these other samples. Tension 0, 1, 2, and 3 is another kind of an iffy choice like number 6 was. Just depending on your fabric, you could go with number 3 or 4. It just depends. I mean, it looks okay to me. It's not puckering, and I don't see any loose threads on the back, so that's kind of another in-between tension number. But these tensions, 0, 1, 0, 1, and 2, were very loose. It's hard to see on my video, but these threads, I don't know if I can bring this up and show you, but the threads, the top blue thread is just, it's kind of hard to see, it's just sitting very loose on the top of the fabric. And if I turn these over, you can see the top thread is going through to the back side, and the thread on the back side is very loose. There's just some big looping going on. 2's not as bad, but it's still loose. You can even you can feel it. You know how sewing is just a hands-on thing? I can just feel the fabric just sitting on, the thread sitting on top of the fabric. So for this muslin choice, 2, 1, and even 0. See all that looping. These tension numbers the tension is just way too loose for muslin, so I would turn my tension dial up and go back up, and I would choose either 4, 5, or 6. Safe bet you could stay in the middle at 5, but you need to do your own samples so you can see what works best for the fabric that you're working on. So I'm going to put my post link in the description. If you thought this video was helpful for you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will leave a link in the description so you can go read my whole post. And I do have a surprise PDF that you can print out for sewing machine tension, and you can keep it handy by your sewing machine. Again, my name is Amy with amysewingstudio.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.